quickly.
It is amazing that we had all thought that perhaps what should happen is the United States should block Chinese companies from listing here. Maybe we shouldn't fund them. That had been a big issue with the previous administration. Kind of just talked about it. Turns out they don't want us. They don't want our money. It seems like they want to destroy American stocks. Now, it's very difficult because the Eunice has done some amazing reporting. But let's just take a Bank of America piece today about the downgrading of the after-school training. We're talking about some very, very liquid stocks, New Oriental, Tal. And they're saying that there's a policy to reduce the burden of homework after school. Now, frankly, that may be the statement, but to me it looks like to reduce the value of American companies' holdings. And is there a potential to believe that what's happened is they're cracking down on rich people who might send their kids to after school, and they're cracking down on companies that are that make you stupid. Make you stupid is with the way the Chinese would look at it. Right. It would be like a TikTok, would be like a Tencent. When I say that, I mean literally that they don't want people to be dumbed down. And then I'm waiting for them to try to figure out what they're going to do. Like they did this Pinduo. That one seems like that's an online e-com site. I don't know why they're cracking down on that. Right. Whatever it is, you got to get out.
I'm thinking of all the reasons people were cautious in the past: transparency,
yes,
opacity of results and business models. But people have wondered in the past week why they would do this to their own giants. I mean, this is Tencent's biggest fall since 2011.
I know, but you have to wonder whether there's also a crackdown on the rich, the property stocks that Eunice Yu was just talking about. Those are rich people. I think that the communist Chinese have come out on a multi-front against rich people and against education dumbed down. And also against rich people doing better than other people. But so far it seems uncoordinated, which is what's so hard. We're going to hear from Kevin Johnson later this week at Starbucks. They seem to have no problem. Is that because Starbucks is about Chinese, for Chinese? I don't know, but I have to tell you, I'm searching about why they would crack down on Baidu. And then I said, well, maybe Baidu has too much freedom. What are they going to do with Alibaba? Is Alibaba okay? They have American financials. It's always been transparent. Or is Alibaba just another company that they think the rich people have benefited from? So I think this is an attack on the rich, and it's an attack on people who are creating content that is not becoming of the Chinese Communist Party.
There was a Chinese official last night on the wires who said that China is willing to deal with the U.S. on an equal footing, wants to seek common ground, put aside differences with the U.S. But today's headline is that we're in some kind of stalemate when it comes to trade talks.
They did put out a couple of, they gave you a list of demands. I think our country uniquely does not like to have a list of demands from anybody. So I think that's going nowhere. But it almost feels like 53. The Russians, military, Chinese, military, what happens if they get together? I know that would seem odd, but it does feel like that there's a new axis developing against us, and we ignore it. We ignore what the Russians are doing. The Russians, just endless military, the naval procession this weekend. The Chinese, endless military against Taiwan. And we seem to think it's a trade issue. It's clearly not a trade issue. It's an issue of turning back the clock before the Nixon goes to China. And I think we have to be very aware of that because I like competition. I don't want Cold War. Nobody should want Cold War. It's not good for business.
Right. Well, speaking of competition, on the margin, aren't some of these regulatory moves out of China good news for our tech giants, whom we're also going to hear from this week?
You don't want your money there. You want your money here. And I think that there was people are starting to realize. I heard something this morning, and I'm not against it, but that Apple had fallen behind the other tech companies. So let's buy some Apple. Well, it could actually work. Our market is so hot, but any money that's over there, and any pension money that is trying to figure out what they have to do to make their bogey, also stocks. So I know it's the only game in the world. You can't fight that.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.